So, today we're going to talk about why therapy does not work for narcissists, especially our narcissist parent. As a matter of fact, in Asian culture, it is frowned upon just to go to therapy and talk about your problem. So, you know, I already know that I'm doing that with my parent because they don't want to do it. So, it's just mostly me going to therapy during school time, just talk to a therapist every week at school. And, it's also the therapist doesn't help either because they were trained to be very stereotypical. If you're neurodivergent like me, they just tell you very generic stuff. Like, instead of saying that my parent or the person that's causing the problem, because when you are under 18, you can't make your own decision. The therapist was twisting it as I was using my parent as a scapegoat to just blame them for everything. But all the verbal abuse were coming from them. As a matter of fact, that therapist from school was so bad that one of the child she was working with, this child was at a different school. One day, that kid ran out and just almost get hit by a car. So just they're not doing a very good job. And also to talk about just not just her, just the whole system itself of like they're just teaching you about things like what else can you do to cope with it? There's nothing to do. I was born an introvert and neurodivergent, not being sociable with stereotypical people at school because they like things such as some overrated TV show, say, Gossip Girl or whatever. And I was into watching underrated anime. So I didn't have a lot of friends, which is fine. I'm always reading book or just in my own imaginary world. And that was a problem just for the school principal, my own counselor at school, that they say that I don't have friends, I don't hang out with like in groups is just stupid. It's like, and my parent would think that there's something wrong with me too, because that's how they were raised to interact with people at school, to make friends. But they are also stereotypical people, and they don't understand that I am neurotypical. I don't need a lot of friends like them. I don't want to be the most popular kid in class. Now, after after elementary school and high school, even as an adult going to therapy, it's still as useless as it was when I was in high school. These therapists are trained to be very stereotypical, stick to the textbook. I talked to one recently about some work issue, and then they told me, "Isn't it what you're supposed to do at work? Have small talk with your coworker, get to know them, and all that stuff." And I told her that no, as long as you can do the work, that's fine. The social part should be optional. If you work for a company that or under a manager that understand that accept all type of people, so you accept neurodivergent people, you accept introvert people, I did have a manager, and she doesn't care if I don't do small talk with my coworker. As long as I get the work done, she leave me alone. So if you are introverted and you're neurodivergent like me, and you've been through therapists throughout your life, and it doesn't seem very helpful, is because these therapists are not for you. They're for stereotypical people to talk about their stereotypical problem, and that if you don't adapt the stereotypical way, socializing at school, socializing at work, they see you as the problem instead of the standard in society that is the problem. The forced small talk with your coworker or in school. Life shouldn't be about forced small talk or just making the most friend as you can at work or at school. For introverted and neurodivergent people, they just want to be left alone to do the things. They don't want to do the stereotypical thing, constantly socializing with people. That's not who we are. So the point is, if you've been to therapist a couple times and you are neurodivergent and introverted, and if it's not working, it's not you that is the problem. It is that the therapist is the problem. We are not the problem. Society just reject us for who we are. But if you change who you are, then that means that you are giving up on yourself. So just because someone have a medical degree in psychologist doesn't mean that they're right about you or me, people like us in general. So you just have to find your own way. If therapy wasn't working, and just do your own things. Find a workplace that value you as who you are, where you don't have to change to be more sociable, masking just to get along with the stereotypical people at work. If you're underage, where your parents didn't make a decision for you, just try to keep being yourself. You have to deal with that, and it's hard every day until you reach 18. But if you're not comfortable with just faking it until you make it, you don't have to. Just keep being your authentic self and just keep pushing forward. There is a path for you. You just have to keep going. So just never see yourself as the problem. Is this whole society, your therapist, your parent, your coworker, your manager is the problem because they don't accept introverted and neurodivergent people like us. But they don't ever give up on who you are.